We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everybody, I'm Sophie, he's Mike, and she's Brenda, and welcome to On the Road with Mickey. If you're returning for another adventure with us, welcome back. We are so glad you have returned safely, and if this is your first episode with us and you're new here, welcome. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm going to show you the reins today. First up, we have our Cheddar from the Big Cheese, which is basically our Disney news snippets. And then after that, we have our feature topic, which is what we talk about for most of the episode. And then after that, we have our This Day in Disney History, brought to you by me. And after that is our game of Who's Who, and that is brought to you by Mike, my dad. Oh, fair warning, I'm almost never wrong when it comes to this game. I almost always win it. And then after that, Brenda will be giving us a quote from the big man himself, Walt Disney, and it's just going to be amazing. So buckle up, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car at all times. Make sure you're safe, fasten your seatbelts, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the road. It's time to get going. Let's go!
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie,
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
and he's Grogu. Say hi, Grogu. And we're on the road with Mickey. This is season 2, episode 45 for November 8th, 2021, and our feature topic is a transition from last week, and it's our top 3 Disney dinners. And I gotta tell you, this was some hard picks for me because I love my food, and we've been eating dinner at Disney for decades, literally decades.
Yep.
And so we are coming up with a list of our 3 dinners and what we liked about them, why we liked them. So anyway, that is our feature topic. But first, I have some updates from last week. And actually, I have an update from a couple weeks ago as well. So I want to get this out of the way. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about Brenda's friend Susan and her love for Tigger. And didn't you say, Brenda, that Susan and Tigger share the same birthday?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I totally forgot to do anywhere, either here or on in the Facebook group or whatever, was share some of her pictures of her collection of Tigger. So I want to do that right now. So I'm going to.
And it is so exciting. I love the pictures that she sent us.
Yeah.
I am going to share some pictures right now. So, as you can see, I think she needs a few more Tigger.
No, I think she's got it perfectly covered, actually.
Hey, you always know what to get Susan for her birthday and for Christmas and every other holiday.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
She's
And
a Tigger girl.
you guys are seeing all this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're seeing
Okay.
it. It's beautiful.
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't. So, that is a lot of Tiggers. And that is an awesome collection, Susan. So I am
Yes.
impressed. Thank you for sharing those photos with Brenda and sending them over to us, Brenda. Thank you for taking the time to send them over to
Oh,
us.
sure.
So, just a lot of awesome stuff. So, let me stop sharing. Back to regular pictures. And now, Sophie, I did check, and the Friars Nook is open regular hours for breakfast. It wasn't a let's open for Easter because we need more dining
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I want to let everyone know that we are 5 episodes away from celebrating our 100th episode of On the Road with Mickey. Sophie and
Yay!
I started this January 6, 2020, and we had 50 episodes last year in the first season, and we're almost to 50 this season. And we are going to have some fun stuff to share with you guys.
Yay!
Um, at least we think it's fun, and hopefully you will too. But stay tuned. So this is episode, if you count the two, this is the 95th episode of On the Road with Mickey.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you
Oh
everyone
my.
for following us. We really appreciate it.
Oh my
Yes, for
gosh, I'm
sure.
getting chills here.
Yeah, right?
Ooh,
Okay.
goodness gracious. Okay. Anyway, continuing on.
Cheddar from the Big Cheese. Brenda,
Well, we
take it
shared a
away.
photo in the Facebook group the other day that the Magic Kingdom on November 1st, the Christmas tree and the decorations went up. I mean, they went up quick.
They sure
So
did.
the parks are ready for Christmas time, holidays, and I can't wait to get there. Needless
And
to say.
I saw that, they're putting, obviously they're doing decorations in all the parks. And so they're working um, over at Hollywood Studios and all the other ones. And I saw the
Yeah.
coolest picture of Gertie with
Mhm.
his, or her, I don't know if Gertie's a he or a she, but anyway, Gertie the dinosaur at Hollywood Studios with the Santa hat on and an
Yes.
ornament hanging from their mouth, and I thought that was kind of cute. And then
Yep.
also, Sophie, you'll appreciate
Yeah.
this: the gingerbread house at Grand
Yes, they
Floridian
are.
is going up, and Brenda is going to
Yay!
share photos with us, aren't you,
I
Brenda?
am because I have to go see it. I missed it so much last year.
Oh my goodness. Daddy, when are we planning our Christmas trip?
I don't know if we having a Christmas trip, baby.
I know. I know.
Anyway, maybe
Soon.
maybe we'll be able to get down there for a quick down and back. Who knows? We'll see.
That would be
Mhm.
awesome.
And then
Ah,
also back, Mickey Mouse is back for meet and greets,
yay!
people.
All right,
Go to the Magic
Mickey!
Kingdom. Hey Deb, I'm thinking of you. I know you love you some Mickey
Yay!
Mouse, and you are
Oh,
going to be probably in line to see him. I know that is a fact.
That's right.
And the Disney princesses at Princess Fairy Tale Hall are back as well for meet and greets. So I just love this because it's more stuff coming back. Things are coming back.
That's right.
All right.
That's good
And
all
news.
right. And then finally, coming to Disney Plus on November 19th, so it's not very far away. And this is something that I'm super excited about. I just found out about it, and it's having me over the moon. And there is a new show coming to Disney Plus. It's called Adventure Through the Walt Disney Archives. And we have a teaser video that my dad is going to be showing you guys, and it's on Instagram.
yep, I'm going to try and figure out how to do it.
Okay,
So
so what I would recommend is I would share your screen.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure I can hear it.
Okay. Here we go. Turn my volume down just a little bit.
This is one of my favorite pieces in the whole archives.
Wow. You've got warehouses full of historical Disney everything.
You have got to be kidding me. Is this actually what I think it is? This is one of the most iconic pieces we have.
The first day here was like Christmas. There are things there that you've read about, that you've looked at Disneyland.
This is the piano that Richard and Robert would sit and play Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins, Walt's favorite song. Walt Disney was one of the first to pull back the curtain and show how movies and television were made. It's not just for grown-ups, it's not just for kids, it's for everyone. And Walt knew that. This looks like the end of Indiana Jones.
These crates contain our map painting collection, and we're about to unveil.
And you said you have 4 million images here? Yes. Can we see them? Can we go through all of them?
that I cannot wait to see.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Stop sharing. That is going to be like headliner material to see.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Must see TV right there.
Oh my goodness.
Boy. Well, folks, that is our cheddar from the big cheese. And it is time to move on to our feature topic. Don't forget, you can connect with us in all of our links and are in the show notes. And that Instagram link is also in the show notes. And thank you to Sheila for finding that and sending it over to me so that I could see it and we could all enjoy it.
Yes.
But that Instagram link will be in the show notes as well if you didn't get a chance to see it or if you're on audio only. So it is time for our discussion on our top 3 Disney dinners. And Sophie, I am starting with you today.
All right.
So,
Well, for those of you who don't quite understand something here, I thought we were doing a different topic today. Turns out that's for next week. Next week, wink, wink. Today we're talking about the Disney dinners. I thought we were talking about the Disney sandwiches / luncheon meals.
okay.
So I was kind of scrambling to figure out my list, but I do have at least 2 that I know are going to be on that list, and I'm going to start off right from the top. 50s primetime. 50s primetime, I love it. The last time I ate there, it was for lunch, but it's still a dinner sort of thing to me because it's nice family style cooking. And what is there not to love about family style cooking?
Yeah.
And when I was there last, I had mac and cheese and corn and mashed potatoes, and I was so hungry that as soon as the girl set it down in front of me, she walked away. 15 minutes later, she came back and my plate was clean.
Yep.
It was delicious. And I'm definitely getting it again the next time I go there because mac and cheese for the win. Whoop whoop.
There you go.
Down
Nothing
home
like
country cooking, huh?
nothing like carbon up for a good day at the parks.
Absolutely, especially since it's the parks, so you're gonna be walking a lot. So it was technically a healthy option.
There
Everything's
you go.
healthy when you're walking 6 miles a day.
Exactly.
At least, yes.
Exactly. Well, that is a great choice, Sophie.
Yep.
I
Thank
love
you.
50s primetime too, and I'm glad that we ate there. Um, I had the pot roast, just so you know, and it was really good as well. Um, Now we're doing this like we did last week. We're going around, each one doing one, and we're going to go around in order that way. And I am going to go next. And my dinners or my meals, because you're right, it doesn't have to necessarily be a dinner. It was, to me, it's about about it being a reservation kind of vibe, whether it's a lunch or a dinner. That's what my thought was on it. But anyway, for me, I was choosing mine based on memories from what we were experiencing on that day. And my one of my restaurants, my number one restaurant that I'm going to share, I don't know if it's necessarily my top restaurant, but it is one that we've been at a few times over the years. My first one is the Liberty Tree Tavern in the Magic Kingdom. And we last ate there last year at Thanksgiving with our friends and family, the Fretzes. And it was so good. Of course, it was Thanksgiving Day, so it was Thanksgiving dinner brought out and family style, so you could eat as much as you wanted with dessert included and everything like that. But that is a really good location for me, and I really enjoy how they um how they get it going. So for me, Liberty Tree Tavern at the Magic Kingdom is the first on my list.
Well, I'm going to
And I-
agree with you, and they're definitely in my top 4 because I love Liberty Tree, but I did not include it in my list because I kind of thought you might include it in your list.
I'll be honest, I didn't think about Liberty Tree Tavern, and the reason why is because the last time we ate at the Liberty Tree Tavern, technically, it was Thanksgiving of 2020, I believe, and the Liberty Tree Tavern was actually technically closed, and we ended up eating next door at the Diamond Horseshoe because they share the same kitchen.
It wasn't that it was closed. It
Mhm.
was that they had the Diamond Horseshoe for overflow seating,
Right.
and that's where they.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
they
But
have
it was Liberty Tree food,
but it was
Yeah.
Liberty Tree Tavern, yeah.
and
Okay,
it's
so yeah.
so good.
Oh,
Well,
and it
thank
is
you
so.
for correcting me on that.
But I know what you mean though, Sophie. Um, so
When we ate there too in June, we did the same. We were over there too, overflow seating.
mhm.
And Uncle Randy and I, they had Thanksgiving with us, and I think Uncle Randy and I split the dessert between ourselves, and you guys had something else.
We were so
Yum.
full. I was so full. I don't think I took but maybe one bite of the dessert.
Uncle Rand, there was this huge, I think it was a chocolate brownie sundae sort of thing, and it was meant to be shared between like 3 or 4 people at least. Nope. Half went to me, half to Uncle Randy. It was nice.
Oh God, that was good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna hop on over to what I'm going to say is my first one to talk about today.
uh-huh.
Part of this is tradition with my husband and me, and my husband and me now travel a lot. Just this, the two of us. I mean, so
Just the
when we
two
first
of
started,
us.
just the two of us. When we first started dating back in high school, we after I was on the drill team, so after the football games, we always went to our local Mario's Pizza restaurant, which is fantastic, and had pizza and beer. That was our thing, pizza and beer. So I'm over at Via Napoli
Oh, yeah.
because
Oh.
they have the Quattro Formaggi pizza, which is to die for, and a pitcher of cold beer. That's one of my favorite dinners at Disney. That pizza is like the only pizza I can eat anymore. I can't eat anything with tomato in it, so I can't eat tomato sauce, spaghetti I grew up on, all that. But that Quattro Formaggi pizza is so darn good, and it is such a delectable delight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever tried a pizza? There are certain pizzas that I know and I like them, and instead of having the tomato sauce on them, you can get Alfredo sauce, like
I
fettuccine
do.
Alfredo. They
I
are
do that
very
here.
good.
I do that here, but nothing even comes close to the Quattro Formaggi pizza at Via Napoli.
Oh.
It is a real treat.
What exactly is on it?
4 cheeses and white sauce. It's so good.
It's like a
Oh,
white pizza, sorta.
It's a white pizza,
Yeah.
and it's so
nice.
delicious.
I've never had it.
You have to try it.
Okay.
I
There are
know
a
it's hard
lot
to
of
try
things
everything. I
to
mean,
try.
goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's
It's
only
hard to
8
try
million
everything.
things for us to try.
Exactly. But that is my first one to mention because I really, really enjoy it. It's a simple dinner, but we really enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes us back to when we were kids.
Yep.
All
I
right
hear ya.
then.
I hear ya. Well, Sophie, you're up.
Well, my second choice then. And you know what? I'm also realizing that as I go down this list, there's no particular order in which this goes. It's just what I
Yeah.
could think of, because otherwise I would if I had the time to actually arrange it in order, then this one would be at the absolute top of my list, followed by 50s Primetime, and then followed by the third one that I just added in.
So
And
what's this one?
This one is the Garden Grill. We ate at it the last time we were at Epcot, and it was so yummy. We had like Thanksgiving dinner. That's basically what it was, but it wasn't Thanksgiving, and it was family style, and we cleared that plate. We completely cleared it clean.
I love family style.
Yeah.
If there's any listeners that don't know what family style is, whatever your favorite dishes are, they'll just keep bringing you back more and more of whatever you want. So
Yeah. Basically, they bring you the first platter, and the first platter has everything on it. So for us, it was turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes. I think they had roast beef on there, green beans, and they had some mac and cheese, of course, because, like I said, mac and cheese.
Where it's at.
Disney. This is Disney, and I love mac and cheese. So yeah, they brought all that out to you, and then it's not like huge quantities of it.
Right, it's
You
enough for
split
you
it
guys to split. Yeah.
and then you start it, and then when you want more, they'll bring you, like, if you run out of turkey, which we ran out of turkey a lot, they would bring us more turkey and more green beans and more stuffing.
And bring you more mac and cheese.
Actually, I only had one bowl of mac and cheese. It was all the mac and cheese that was there.
Oh,
And
that's because you were with people who love you and gave you all the mac and cheese.
Yeah, and it was about this big, the bowl was. If you can't see it, it was about the size of my head. And it was completely for me. Nobody else wanted any because it had goldfish in it, which is a genius thing.
Yep. So
that's a great choice.
Oh goodness, Daddy, I'm gonna go make some Velveeta mac and cheese for my lunch today.
That sounds like a good idea. Liquid Gold. Sponsored by Velveeta. Grogu's like, I love me some Velveeta.
I'm just like, Sophie, quit it with the mac and cheese. We know.
Will you let it go? Just let it go. Let it go.
No, bad daddy.
Bad daddy. Bad daddy.
Bad Mikey.
Well, moving on.
Bad father.
My second choice, not for the pizza and beer, but for the pizza, is Via Napoli. And I forgot from my first choice, Liberty Tree Tavern, what I wanted to do was share photos of my experiences from them. So I have a picture I want to share. This is from Liberty Tree Tavern, and you can see that we all have on Christmas shirts.
Oh, I love it.
Sheila made them and gave them to us, and we all had a Christmas shirt, and I still have mine, obviously, and everyone still has theirs. And I will be sporting mine in a future episode to come.
I love it.
I love it too. So it was awesome, and that was obviously we're at the Diamond Horseshoe there, but that was a great meal. That was an awesome meal. Absolutely. So that is my first one, Liberty Tree Tavern. My second one is Via Napoli. We had a center table there. There was Sophie, Riley, Jagan, Sheila, Randy, Leanne, Cindy, and I'm on the end here, but I'm standing up to take the picture. And that was for Sophie's 13th birthday.
Oh, sweet.
2014.
Nice.
And what really made it special, I'm going to stop sharing. What really made it special was that that was our first trip where the Fretzes joined us to celebrate at Disney World together. Okay.
Nice.
And Jagan has celiacs, so she cannot have gluten. And so Obviously, the
Yeah.
menu, you know how well Disney handles all that. But
Yeah.
what she didn't know, and what we surprised her with, was Cindy and I decided, well, we're getting a birthday cake for Sophie, but we're going to make sure it's a gluten-free birthday cake so Jagan can celebrate with us and enjoy
Nice.
too.
I remember.
And that's what we did, and it absolutely floored her that we thought of her and did that for her.
Very
And
sweet.
so it was really, really cool. And that was a great memory, an
Yay.
absolutely great memory. So that is why Via Napoli is number 2 on my list.
Oh,
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that cake too. I think Jagan enjoyed it more than I did.
Well, we all enjoyed it. And since it was right up her alley, whatever was left over, like Jagan,
Take that
have
thing.
at it.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
at it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Because you have the limitations that we don't have. So
Yeah, that's
have
sweet.
at it.
Very good.
And I remember it was a chocolate cake with chocolate icing.
Yep.
And when they brought
Mm.
it out, my mom told me this story. She was like, I could just see Jagan's face fall. And I was like, you can have some too. And Jagan looked at her
Aw,
like, really? And she's like, yeah, we made it gluten-free for you.
Yep.
that's so sweet. I love
Yep.
that story.
Oh,
So
That's
so
great.
that's my number 2, Via
Oh,
Napoli.
hey, I'm right with you, brother.
So
We're here. Well, I'm going to go to my number 2. I know you're not going to be surprised, but it's a little hop, skip, and a jump to Disney Springs.
oh.
And it would be Raglan
Raglan
Road.
Road. Yep, Raglan Road. And I love the fish and chips at Raglan Road. We used to have one place here in our area that had great fish and chips when I was growing up, and it lasted as long as it possibly could, and then it closed down, and I can't find good fish and chips.
Oh.
But we go to Raglan Road and have fish and chips just so I can feel better about the fact that I'm going to have my Gers bread and butter pudding at the end. And I
Well,
do.
I'm going to tell you, Brenda, you and Butch need to get your tails over here to Raleigh because we've got Mr. A's beignets. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
We've got the seafood
the
restaurant.
seafood restaurant at the North Carolina Farmers Market, and I'm telling you, they have got some killer fish and chips.
Well, that's good because we have a billion seafood restaurants here on the Texas Gulf Coast, but I am very particular about my fish and chips. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't like anybody's here, but I go to Raglan Road and I really enjoy it.
Oh, of
And then the
course.
Gers
wow.
bread and butter pudding.
Yeah.
And that
Now,
malt
the bread and butter
vinegar on
pudding,
that.
I don't know about. So
We always use malt vinegar on our fish and chips. Do you guys use malt vinegar on your fish and chips?
I
Nope.
do sometimes. Most of the time, I'm just doing
Salt.
tartar sauce.
I
I
got you.
just do salt.
And Cindy
Oh, I
does
got you.
ketchup.
I used to do ketchup before I couldn't have ketchup,
Yeah.
but I love it. So Raglan Road is my number 2.
There you go.
Well, you know what, Miss Brenda?
What?
I'll gladly walk you up to the door, and then once you're inside, nice and comfy, I'm gonna go right next door, because that's my number 3.
Oh, awesome.
My number 3
Great
is
minds.
the Cooks of Dublin. And it's sad because the last time we ate there, Jagan unfortunately had a little bit of an issue with the food. She says that it was too greasy. And it's something that I would prefer for her to say rather than cross-contamination, because the last 2 times she has unfortunately been sick when we ate there, so we're
Oh,
gonna be
that's scary.
going, yeah, we're gonna be going less often. But I still love the fish and chips there. I know it. And I know
Well,
they're the same as Raglan Road. So maybe instead what we're gonna do is you, Miss Brenda, you're gonna sneak me into Raglan Road with you.
or just
Yes,
add
because
you
you
onto
have
the
to try the
reservation.
Gers bread and butter pudding. You have to have.
Yeah, because that's not something that they have at Cooks of
They
Dublin.
don't
That's
have it
They
at
right.
don't have the
Cooks.
bread and butter
No.
pudding.
They don't
So
have it
yeah,
anywhere that I've ever been.
basically what I'm saying is I've got the peasants version of Miss Brenda's number 2. And that's
Peasants.
going to stay that way until we can
I don't.
get into Raglan Road.
I don't think cooks would appreciate you calling them the peasants version.
Well, Daddy, they're the one that doesn't require a reservation, and there's always a line out the door.
True. That's true.
Good food. Yeah.
Anyway,
With me.
both of them will be great. I've never eaten a raglan, but I am certain I would enjoy it as much as I like Cooks of Dublin. So that's a good choice, Sophie. That's a great
Well, and
meal.
I love the dancers too. I mean, I love that Michael Flatley, that river dance kind of stuff. I love that stuff. So it's a really enjoyable place.
There you go. There you go. So my number 3 choice is not Cooks of Dublin or Raglan. My number 3 is the Garden Grill. And
there you go.
There's a lot of overlap here, but that's okay because we all like it for different reasons. And the last time we ate there was for the 50th anniversary. We ate there on October 3rd. And we had a great meal. And we ate there in April, and we ate there for one of Sophie's birthday dinners when we were there with the friends, and we ate there before then. And the funny story, Brenda, is that Sophie had always talked about for her first date, she was going to have her boyfriend take her to the Garden Grill for dinner for her first date.
That did not come to pass.
From Raleigh, they're going to drive down to,
Daddy.
down to Epcot to eat at the Garden Grill.
That's enough. That's enough.
Anyway.
I was a little girl. I didn't have the concept of distance.
No, we certainly don't. And that's okay. That's what makes it wonderful. But I do have a picture to share.
Awesome.
And this picture is with Chip. And
there he is, way back there.
And look at that lovely angle on my dad's face.
I know. Look at it. You can see my nose hairs almost. But it was a selfie. That was the best I could do. Anyway, that's how they're doing the characters now at the Garden Grill. So if anyone didn't know that, that's how they're handling it right now. So everyone is seated on the outside rim, and the characters are above you. And it's kind of cool, because you can see them all, and they come around so many times. It's really neat. Yeah. But anyway.
Very cool.
So that, and I have one more picture I want to share. It has absolutely nothing to do with food whatsoever. I saw it in my photos when I was looking for things, and I wanted to share it because it brought a smile to my face. This is something we did after we did Journey into Imagination. We found this little kiosk that does this, and it is a picture we bought with the 3 of us as hitchhiking ghosts.
That is too cute. I love that.
And you see our faces?
Yes, that is precious.
And I just thought that was so cool.
That
so
is
we
precious.
Enjoyed that.
I love it.
So it brought a smile. So I'm bringing a smile to you guys.
Yay. Thank you for sharing. That's so cute.
Oh.
And that is all of the show and tell I have for today.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my number 3 choice, was the Garden Grill. And that concludes my list.
Well, I guess it's on to my number 1 then, which nobody is going to be shocked about. Especially not if they're seeing the picture in the background of my little background here. And that is Ohana. Yep. Ohana, traditional Ohana, with the family style carnivores specialities, and of course the bread pudding with bananas Foster sauce. I mean, really. You just can't go wrong with anybody that serves bread pudding. I'm sorry. Just the best.
Oh boy.
But I also love the noodles. I love the salad. I love the dumplings. I love all the grilled meat. I mean, it just is a really, really good meal. A really good meal.
Yeah. And you know what? Underrated, I think. Um, Part of Garden Grill that we didn't even touch on, Sophie and I didn't even touch on, is the salad that they bring to you. It's a family style salad. It's a huge bowl of salad everyone shares from, and
Mhm.
it is really, really good. And
Yeah.
the Garden Grill grabs their vegetables, some from the hydroponic from the Living with the Land
They
show.
sure do.
And so it just really brings it full circle.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. But you
Self-sustaining. I love it.
yeah, the salads at a lot of the Disney restaurants are really, really worth checking out. So
Yes, definitely. And they have
Yeah.
the Ohana one has like a citrus dressing, but it's really good. It's really tasty.
uh-huh.
But everything they have is tasty. And they give you the sauces with the different meats, and the sauces are like specific to that meat, and it's really good.
Yeah. That's awesome. Still haven't been there for dinner yet.
No.
It's on the
And then
list.
again, the reason I didn't bring up the salad thing is because I don't like salad dressing, like at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Salad dressing is not my thing, and by extension, salads.
for sure.
So let me ask you, ladies, do any of you have an honorable mention do you want to share?
Hmm.
My honorable mention was the Liberty Tree, and you already covered it.
Okay.
I was going to say at one point, actually, there are a lot that I was gonna say. At first, I was thinking the Kona Cafe, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that the food was not as good as I remembered it being the last time we ate there.
The the um
The chicken dumplings.
yeah. And you also had the chicken wings
That's
that were
true.
really
That
good.
that was good, but the chicken dumplings were a little too salty. Um,
Yeah.
oh, I remember the other one. I was gonna talk about the Plaza Inn, but I was gonna talk about the one over in Disneyland. 'Cause the Plaza Inn, a little preview for today, not today, next week.
Wink wink.
The Plaza Inn has some really good sandwiches. Some
do you
really
finish
good
each do
sandwiches.
you finish each other's sandwiches?
No.
High five me, Brenda. High five me.
That's what I was gonna say.
Plus, the more I think about it, sandwiches came completely out of nowhere, and the line should have been really, we finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
Oh, but that wouldn't have been nearly as fun.
No, it
Mm.
would have been. Well, I do have an honorable mention that I am going to talk about, and it has not been reopened since
Oh,
the park reopened.
bummer.
And I am waiting for the day it reopens, and that is Akershus. We ate there for Thanksgiving, and everyone at the table ordered traditional Thanksgiving meal except me because when I go to Akershus, my jam is the um, traditional kachka with the lingonberry sauce. And I am telling you, that is absolutely fantastic.
And what is that in English?
It's basically like a Swedish meatballs.
Ah,
And it
nice.
has a berry. Lingonberries are berries that they make into like a cranberry type sauce, and it's
Mm.
served, I think, with mashed potato. But it is so good, and
Sounds like my holiday meatballs in the crock pot with some cranberry jelly in there.
it
I'm
is
sure
so
it's much
good.
better.
It is so good, and it's just really good. So that is my go-to meal at
That's another good one.
Soccer Juice. And I loved it because it was Princess Storybook, so you could get to
Yeah.
pictures with the princesses, and you had
Yes.
bell greeting you at the beginning and all that. And they used to have when you did that, that was all part of the price.
Yes.
And it was like the whole photo package came to you while you were eating your dinner, Um, I don't think they do that quite the same now, but
No.
it's still good. And it was,
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to the day it reopens.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So that's an honorable mention.
Good
But
choice.
yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Um, so that, my friends, wraps up our feature topic for this week. So as Sophie and I have kind of been alluding to, we have a special circumstance this week because Brenda is getting ready to be leaving on a jet plane, even though they're not flying, to go to Disney World.
That's
And
right.
Yeah.
so we are actually going to record a follow up later on the
Yeah.
same record day, which is Wednesday, November 3rd. And we are going to be talking about our favorite top 3 Disney sandwiches. So, kind of like a lunch sort of thing, or whatever you would get when you wanted to get a sandwich. So,
Yep.
if you're looking for a good place to go get a good sandwich, listen to that episode. But anyway, that's later down the road, and I already have some thoughts on that one. And for now, our feature topic is done, and that means it is time to talk about this day in Disney history. So
Yay.
Sophie,
Yep.
what do you got, honey?
I have got 3 things, one of which is sad, but the other 2 are happy-ish, I will say.
Okay.
And the first of them happened in 1987, November 8th. The vice president of Walt Disney World since 1977, so for 10 years, and the Disney legend Bob Allen passed away. He first began working for Disney in 1955 as a ride operator at Disneyland.
Wow.
Awesome.
Rest in
Worked his
peace.
way up. Yep.
Can you imagine
Wow. Wow.
1955? You're like, Walt's like, you're in charge of the teacups. You hit
Yeah.
that button to start it and stop it.
Yep.
And look
That's
where it
right.
got him. Look where
Yep.
it got him,
Yeah.
you know? All
Yep.
right. Well, yes, rest in peace and memory and thoughts to his family, who obviously will remember that day forever. So,
Yes.
Sure.
all right, Sophie, what
And
else do
then
you have?
later in 1994, and the reason this makes me happy is because we all know what my favorite holiday is. The Walt Disney Records released Christmas in the Americas
Yay.
in 1994.
Nice.
And I'm sorry, I'm trying to pronounce it. It's a weird word. I think
You want
it's
me to pronounce it?
Dutch. It's Dutch, I think.
German, I think. It's Deutsch Grammophon is how I
Ah,
pronounce it.
Deutsche Grammophon releases the album Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops Orchestra Salute to Disney.
Nice.
Yes. Very nice.
Well, thank you, Sophie. That is good stuff.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I like music.
Yeah.
I do too. I do too. All right. It is time for Mike to put his glasses on so he can read some clues.
You ready, Sophie?
Let's go.
All
Let's
right.
go. She's like, bring it. Well, this character is a rascally son.
Okay.
And this character looks just like his father. And this character, for him, getting in trouble is all part of the fun. I am deliberately not saying the name of his parents. But you know them. You know them quite well. And Do you have any thoughts, Sophie?
Lady and the Tramp,
Yeah.
their son.
And what's the son's name? Do you remember? Brenda? Scamp, did you say?
Yeah.
You're right, Sophie.
Very good. Very good, Sophie.
I was going to say, if you needed another clue, I was going to say that you can find his parents at Tony's.
That was very good.
I
Wow.
knew.
Way to pull the name out.
Pulling at strings. I was
Very,
pulling at
very
strings.
good. She's pulling them out of her vault in there in her mind.
I know.
Golly, she's got a vault.
Another good clue would have been to talk about his three sisters.
Well, that's another character.
That's
And what are his sisters' names?
Now those I could not tell you.
Okay, well, I'll give that one to you then. They are Fluffy, Ruffy, and Scooter.
Ah.
Great job, Sophie. That was awesome.
And there's
Aw. Hi, Lilo.
Very good. I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
Good job, Sophie.
Very good.
Good job. Well, that is my Stump the Soph.
Which you didn't do.
Did not.
You almost did. You almost did.
All right.
Well, you ready for a little bit of Walt?
I am
Yes,
definitely ready for
please.
some Walt.
We have a short and sweet Walt quote today. I can never stand still.
Huh?
I must explore and experiment. I am never satisfied with my work. I resent the limitations of my own imagination. Is that hilarious to you? That's hilarious to me. Like,
Yeah.
he resents the limitations of his imagination. Like, hello?
Me?
What
To me, that's
limitations, right?
harrowing. That's harrowing to me. Because, like, I'm a writer. I like making stories.
Yeah.
And every time I come up with something new to write about, I'm like, yes, this is a great idea. I am so proud of myself for thinking this up. And then to find out that Walt Disney is upset with the limitations of his own imagination. And I'm over here just being happy that I came up with something worth writing about.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's crazy to think about because he sure
Isn't it?
didn't see himself the way everyone else sees him.
yeah.
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow. Makes you think.
You know what? And it does make you think, and it just makes me think that it was that mindset of him thinking that he had limits to his imagination that drove him further and further to keep coming up with things that just astound us.
Yes.
You know, it's what kept pushing him to greater and greater.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
he didn't have a grasp of the genius that was Walt Disney. Like he didn't see what we see.
Right. And that's probably a lot to do with his upbringing. That he probably learned early on that, you know what, we're all special in our own ways. And it's not about who's greatest, because it's about who's the least, and the least is the greatest. And so anyway, I imagine that probably had some factor in that. Great quote.
I like it too.
And it is funny because, yeah, we don't see the limitations.
Not at all.
Not at all. All right, people. Thank you for joining us. That wraps us up for this week. And we are looking forward to next week and our feature topic being our top 3 Disney sandwiches. And that is going to wrap up our food series, our little food mini series for a little bit. But just remember, have a great week. Go out there, do something special, do something people aren't thinking about, and Sophie, Grogu, Brenda, and myself. Hope you have a great week, and we will
See
you on the road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.